We made it to camp, found an island out here on the beautiful Chippewa Flowage. Got my little tiny tent set up. Got Hunter ready to go. We are gonna go try and catch some muskies. Okay, we're out here. We got suckers in the water. It's just me and Hunter on this trip. We're coming up on a spot here that I like to fish with suckers here up on the Chippewa Flowage. The name of the game here is Steep and Deep. So we're looking for real deep channel edges and stuff like that. Water temperature is a lot warmer than I thought it would be for this time of year. It's actually come up a few degrees in the last few days. So it was down into the low to mid 50s, and now it's like 57-ish. But last night it got down into the upper 20s, and it was about 32 degrees when I got out here this morning, and it was snowing. So got ourselves an island spot, and we're just gonna drift and hang out. And it's kind of boring type of fishing, but I just wanted to get up here last minute type of deal and spend some time up here in the North Woods, taking in the colors and the smells before winter sets in. So let's see what we can get. Dealing with snow squalls, we would keep moving from spot to spot, looking for life on the screen in the form of bait schools, searching for a hungry muskie. Quick update, we're just past midday here, and I had a 30-inch class fish actually follow up right over there. There's a saddle between those 2 points there. I was fishing a Mepps musky killer and had a follow, and then I've just been kind of following the shoreline. It's a real steep break, and I got a sucker hanging off here, and he's been getting nervous a little bit and been looking back at my sonar, and every once in a while I'll see a shadowy figure. I don't want to say it's a muskie, but something's spooking this sucker, because he's been pretty docile, and then all of a sudden he just goes crazy, and then I'll see something on the sonar here. So that's exciting given the weather conditions. So I got a buddy that's up here too. They lost one this morning and they caught one yesterday, so they're still active given the cold front, so that's a good sign. And the weather's supposed to improve throughout the weekend, so here's to hoping we catch one. Had to come back a little earlier than I wanted to. Hunter hadn't eaten all day and was being kind of a pain in the ass. So we came back to camp early, and I got him fed, gave him some broccoli and kibbles, and now he's happy, aren't you, boy? Aren't you? Plan going forward is I think I'm going to make an early dinner. I got some Mountain House meals, not going to cook fire or make a fire and cook the dinner on it tonight. I got 2 nights and it's going to be cold, so I want to kind of stay up, stay warm as long as I can, and then go to bed warm. So save the firewood for that. I had one 30-inch fish, 30-ish inch fish, probably 32-ish, follow up my musky killer, and came off of a saddle between 2 points. Had a sucker hanging off the edge of the boat there, and kind of made it nervous a little bit, but that was it. Nothing else after that. So it is what it is. It's that time of year. The bite windows are really short, and you got to capitalize when you can. So that's the way it goes. That's the plan for now. And tonight for dinner, chili mac with beef. One of my favorites. Normally I like to add a little bit of hot Italian sausage to it, but I'm all out of that. Fresh out, so freeze-dried meals for dinner on this trip. Oh, it sure as hell ain't ribeyes or Courtney's campfire chicken, but this will have to do. Yeah, it's edible. Better than an MRE. With sun setting fast and the temperature plummeting quickly, I decided to stay in for the night, to stay warm and wake up rested for a full day of fishing. Just had a hit. Sweet. Oh, missed. Oh yeah. yeah. He's on the sonar too. Come on, go after that sucker. Morning of day 2 out here, and I have already had a hit. Sorry I didn't do any morning camp stuff. I was busy making coffee and getting warm. But I just had a hit on a 6-inch crankbait, and then I saw the fish on the sonar go underneath the boat. So didn't take a look at the sucker though, which is odd. But anywho, it's beautiful out here. All right, the goal with soaking suckers, at least on flowages, is you find real steep break lines adjacent to deep water, and you just kind of hug the edge and just, you know, kind of drift with the wind and let nature do the rest. So we'll see what happens. Oh, here we go. What happens? On here. All right, here we go. Got him. Real big fish. Yes! Well, here we go. Decent, fat, super fat fall muskie. Beautiful fish. Probably 42, 44, somewhere in that range. Here we go. Gone. Awesome. Now that I got my adrenaline is worn down here after catching that fish, I just wanted to talk about where that fish was located. So, like I said earlier, I was fishing steep and deep, and I was like in 12 feet of water, areas that were like bottoming out in 12 feet of water, and I wasn't seeing anything on the screen. Like there was no bait, there was no walleyes, crappies, nothing. So I actually I ended up drifting on accident a little further out. All of a sudden the screen started lighting up. So I was like, okay, 18 feet of water, that's where we need to be. So I kept the boat out in about 18 feet of water, just let the wind kind of take me across the river channel, and bang, fish hit, and had to get all organized to get my net ready. Let that fish, you know, really hold on to that sucker, and as soon as I gave it a little tension, that fish started running away from me. Cranked down the drag, slack line, snapped it as hard as I could, and put the hook perfectly in the corner of the mouth, absolutely perfectly in the corner of the mouth. So I really don't know how big that fish was. I didn't measure it. I was just, adrenaline was pumping, and I didn't have my bump board out, so let her go. But she was a doozy. She was a doozy. The rest of the morning and afternoon would be uneventful. Hours of standing around, questioning why I put myself through all of this for a single fish, and checking on the suckers to see if they're still swimming, hoping for another bite. After dinner here, and Hunter's actually eating part of his dinner right now, eating cauliflower. So I came to a different spot on the lake, out of the wind for the most part. It's basically a big weed flat that comes off this island right behind me here, and about 4 or 5 feet of water, and then it dumps down into about 18 feet of water. So right now I'm at about 15, 16 feet. Suckers down 7, 8 feet, and I'm just gonna try to maneuver around this break line and see if I can't get something to bite here before dark. So gets dark early this time of year. Sunset's at 6:32. If you decide to do this kind of musky fishing, be prepared for long hours of boredom. The evening bite wouldn't fare any better, with long hours of talking to myself and Hunter questioning my sanity. But the scenery is hard to beat this time of year. Now we wake up to a sunrise, shrouded in mist. It's very foggy out here, so I gotta wait a little bit and let this burn off before I start boating anywhere, because no sense in getting in an accident out here, so it's hard to see. Well, I'll go make some coffee. Hunter, what happened to your nose? What were you doing? This is what he does with his kibble up here. He spills it out on the floor, gets it covered in dirt and sand, and then eats it. Hunter, let me see your face one more time. Oh my goodness. Mom's gonna love that. My second spot of the morning, a fish took a swipe at my biggest sucker in about 16 feet of water, breaking 2 of the hooks loose and causing the sucker to go into a barrel roll, tangling the rig. What an absolute mess that was to untangle. One thing about musky fishing is you gotta be able to improvise. I don't know if you can see that rig. This had 2 big trebles on it, and the last sucker I had on there got all twisted up, knotted it all to hell. So I've only got 2 suckers left, and they're pretty small, so I just cut the middle treble off. Now I have the snout hook and the back hook, and that'll work just fine for the smaller size suckers, say 12 inches or less. So just improvise, and you don't have to go out and buy smaller harnesses or bigger harnesses. Just kind of use your brain and modify. As you can see, snout hook, back hook. Real simple on these smaller guys. After that, we check a few more spots before heading home. I had a blast spending quality time with Hunter. If you like what you saw in this episode, make sure to hit that like button like a muskie hits a sucker, and consider subscribing. And as always, thanks for watching.